Hello again, Trip.
Still alive.
Thanks, Trip. I've got to go. He looks a little preoccupied.
Lad?
It's locked. It's locked. One moment.
Sorry, man. Imperials everywhere. I don't talk with strangers.
It's locked. Greetings, old man. I am Cyrus.
Cyrus, eh? Never heard of you. Must be new around here. My name's Favis. Everybody just calls me Favis, though.
My sister Izara is missing. Do you know her?
Sure, nice young lady, too. Sister, you say? I haven't seen her around in a while, though. Wonder if she might be missing.
Apparently, no one has seen her for months. Do you have any idea what might have happened?
Might have something to do with the Restless League. Some of them fellows came around looking for her a while back.
Izara was in trouble with the Restless League?
I didn't say that. Although, come to think of it, they didn't look too friendly. No one you'd want to cross, that's for sure. Their enemies have a way of turning up dead.
My ship was attacked by 2 members of the Restless League just off Stros Makai. What can you tell me about them?
Not much. Fire-eating Redguard nationalists. More even than most crowns could stomach. But they've kept quiet since the old quarter was burned. I wonder why they decided to attack your ship.
I don't know. How long has it been since their last attack?
Must have been a month or 2 at least. Their last big success was blowing up Rickman's flagship right here in the harbor. A pity in a way. Whatever else you say about the Imperials, they make beautiful ships. With that little Cape Costa League plenty. Afterwards, Rickman rounded up anyone who'd ever spoken to a Leaguesman. I was starting to think he had crushed them completely.
My ship was attacked by 2 members of the Restless League just off Stros Makai. What can you tell me about them?
Not much. Fire-eating Redguard nationalists. More even than most crowns could. But they've kept.
Tell me what happened in the old quarter.
The crowns made their last stand there after the dragon destroyed Atora's fleet. Senseless bravado. Should have done what the League did. And laid low until the Imperials were off guard. Instead, they went down fighting. Redguard heroes, but dead all the same.
Stros Makai was a crown stronghold, wasn't it?
It was the seat of power for the crowns. Ator led the crowns from here after Sasad's death. We've suffered greatly for it since young Prince Ator died. Took all hope out of the crowns, but not all the fight.
Not all?
No, the battle in the old quarter did that.
King Fasad's death was inconvenient for many, but I've never heard tell of foul play.
Nor I. The forebears preferred Sassad to his son Atar, a known League sympathizer. Sassad had no patience for the League himself. Called them terrorists. May be true, but they've shown more sense than the crowns through this whole bloody mess.
I expected to see Stros Makai full of forebears after their victory.
Hardly a forebear victory. It was Imperial might that defeated the Crowns, laddie. Make no mistake about that. The four show few that Rickon brought with him mostly stay up in the palace or drink themselves to stupor. You might run into them at the Dragon Tail, looking for trouble, so you'll want to be careful.
What happened to Prince Ator?
Died in battle, like a Redguard hero of old. I've heard tales that he ain't dead, but that's all rubbish.
Really?
I spoke with sailors from the Garamar, second in line of battle behind Ator's flagship. They saw him on deck just as the dragon lit up his ship like a festival bonfire. Weren't any survivors from the flagship, not a one.
You're not in the Restless League?
Me? Ha! If I was, do you think I'd still be here? With precious Governor Rickman throwing every known leaguesman in the catacombs? In my day, things were simple. A Redguard was loyal to the king, and that was that. All this newfangled politics, crowns and forebears, Restless League, not for me.
You're in charge of this bell tower?
Don't wanna be, but I'm stuck with it. Damn Purnell's fault leaves me stuck here while he sits up in the cool breeze and watches Hunden Bay roll by. Does he think I'd like to wave the flag once in a while? Stubborn as a mule he is, and ungrateful to boot.
Purnell? A friend of yours?
Friend? Ha! Blind as a bat he is, but will he ever let me wave the flag? No! Too stuffy down there, he says. You fought off the chair, he says. Always some excuse. Now he's gone and broken the bell. Don't know why I put up with it.
I'm not sure I follow you. What flag do you mean?
We're supposed to trade off. One of us watches for ships, waves the flag when he sees one, then the other rings the bell to let people know. But he never lets me take my turn in the watchtower. Doesn't care about my feelings, not at all. Always about what Purnell wants. Huh.
The bell doesn't look broken.
Well, not broken exactly, but I'm sure it doesn't ring as loud as it used to. But Purnell wouldn't let me have Lakeem look at it, would he? Insisted on doing it himself. Typical. Took him half the day, then had the nerve to tell me there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not sure if I've met Lakeem.
Me neither. Now that Lakeem, on the other hand, handiest young fellow I ever met, can fix anything. Hey, you look like a handy sort yourself. Maybe you could take a look at it for me.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Good lad.
What's this? Nothing wrong with this bell. Just the old man's ears that need fixing. What's this? What's this?
Oh. Stay there, young fella!
What's this? What's this?
Hey, don't.
What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this?
Stay there, young fella!
Favis, my friend.
You're Cyrus, aren't you? I thought so.
I checked, and there's nothing wrong with the bell.
Good lad. I was right. That fool Purnell said it didn't need fixing, but I knew it needed fixing, so you fixed it, eh? Well, I'm much obliged.
How do things stand in Stros Mackay under Imperial occupation?
As bad as they can be. Looks peaceful now, doesn't it? The peace of the grave, it is. Most of the younger folk dead or run off. In the old days, this was the bustling south heart of Hammerfell. Harbor jammed with shipping, sailors from all over walking the streets. What you see now is the ghost of the old Stros Mackay. Dead, but it just don't know it yet.
What of these catacombs?
You're a nosy young fella, aren't you? The less you know about them, the better. If Richter doesn't like you, he throws you in jail. If he really doesn't like you, he throws you in the catacombs. No one comes out of there alive.
This dragon, have you seen it?
Not with my own eyes, but I heard tell of it from the survivors. They say Richter keeps it in the catacombs, feeding it on captured leaguesmen.
What can you tell me about Governor Richter?
You don't look like one of his spies.
Rest assured.
I'm too old to worry about such things anyway. Huh. Why was I worrying?
Richter.
Oh yeah, good soldier maybe, but a bloodthirsty beast of a ruler. Enjoys having Stros Mackay under his thumb, he does. Won't be much of it left when he's through.
Purnell said that he lost his eyepiece. Have you seen it?
That's just perfect. He's as blind as true love without his eyepiece. I guess the only way he can see is through his damn telescope now.
So you haven't seen it then?
No, he'll never leave the telescope chair now, and I'll never get to wave the flag.
That's all for now, Favis. It's locked. Purnell, I found your eyepiece. Here you go.
Well, glory be! How can I ever thank you, Cyrus, my boy? I know! I'll let you wave the flag. It'll be our little secret, eh? Go on, take it! Take it! An opportunity like this don't come along every day.
All right. I think I'll take you up on that.
That's the spirit. You'll soon see what I'm talking about. Nothing like it, I'm telling you.
Favis, how are you doing?
Been better, been worse.
That's all for now, Favis. Hold up a second.
Look, go past to someone else.
Excuse me.
Times are hard in Strauss Mackay. Can't help you, fellow.
I'll traitor. Come on, put it down. Take that,
First time, huh?
traitor. Surrender now. Your style needs work, Redguard. Too slow. You're quite resourceful. Too slow. You're quite resourceful. Take that.
Excellent. locked. A large aloe leaf. It's a feather from a kana, the exotic bird of Somerset Isle. It's a torch. I wish they lasted longer. A shovel.
Good day.
A compass. The red gem always moves to the north. Hello, shopkeeper. My name is Cyrus.
Pleased to meet you, my good fellow. Garrick, your humble servant.
How's business these days?
If it's not pirates stealing your cargo, it's imperial taxes. I get by, though. All the ships heading for the Iliac Bay pass through here, so I get first crack at all their wares, as long as I can get that lazy Rollo to bring it up from the harbor. Ah! Lazy Rollo, fat Orsine!
What do you know about the Restless League?
A collection of the worst scum from the sewers of Stros Mackay. Pirates who'd cut your throat as soon as look at you. I know your sister's name.
What did he say?
Ignore Orsine. Good Cyrus, he's a half-wit. What were we talking about?
The League. The Empire crushed the Restless League?
I assume so. They haven't been seen around Stros Mackay for months. The League pretended to be patriotic rebels after the Crown's defeat, but a few encounters with Imperial warships quieted them down right quick.
I wonder if you know my sister Izara.
Izara? Zara! A lovely name, by the way. I believe she may have been mixed up with those League pirates. Am I right?
That's what I'm trying to find out. She's been missing for 3 months. What do you know about them?
That bloodthirsty gang of villains. If your poor sister was connected with them, I'm afraid to speculate on what might have happened. Or pretty. They've been a plague on Stros Mackay for years, although the cowards haven't dared show their faces since the Imperials arrived. Late Pete Garrick knows more. Knows more.
Please, if you know anything more about Izara.
Well, she came into my shop some time ago, looking for malachite. Don't stock it, of course, unusual request. But she was very insistent. Squawk! Sister plenty money, right face. Izara offered me a tidy sum for the malachite, much more than it was worth. I said I could have some for her in 3 weeks, but she needed it right away. I'm afraid she may have tried the smuggler's den, dear me. Not a place to walk into with a purse full of gold.
Did Izara say why she needed malachite?
I'm sorry, no. Not much call for it anymore, now that the alchemist shop is closed. Old Bramish crustfinger!
Malachite is used in alchemy.
I believe so. Old Vromish, the alchemist, used to order a pound or two from time to time. But he's been dead now these 7 years, and the Mages Guild gets their potions wholesale, so I haven't carried malachite since.
The Mages Guild sells potions?
Yes, they now have an official monopoly on magic of any kind. Archmage Vo is doing. Took advantage of his access to the prince at the expense of us small businessmen. Remains to be seen what the new imperial policy will be, Governor Rickton's too busy with his archaeological hobby to bother with a small matter like economic policy.
The governor is an archaeology buff?
He's crazy over anything Dwarven. The Dwarven ruins are full of soldiers looking for who knows what. Rickton better hope the Emperor never finds out how he's wasting his valuable troops.
Where are these dwarven ruins?
Down on the south end of the island. You won't get in, though. Rickton's men have sealed the gates.
Smuggler's Den?
Yes, under the cartographer's shop. An open secret around town. I'm sure those smugglers are connected with the Restless League. Selling Valenwood wine stolen from my own ships at double the price since they have no competition. I can't prove any of it, of course. I'm a pretty bird.
I'd like to make a purchase.
Splendid. What do you need?
The shovel over there, how much?
A sturdy shovel. Just the thing for the intrepid treasure hunter. Guaranteed not to break, scratch, or dent. A bargain at only 30 gold.
I'll have to think about it.
I'm sure you'll change your mind.
That looks like a decent compass.
The one item no one should be without. Never lose your way again. For the small investment of 50 gold, peace of mind for a lifetime.
I'll take it.
A pleasure doing business with you, Cyrus.
The shovel over there, how much?
A sturdy shovel. Just the thing for the intrepid treasure hunter. Guaranteed not to break, scratch, or dent. A bargain at only 30 gold.
I'll take it.
You won't regret it.
Thanks for the time, Garrick.
That's good money you're wasting, Cyrus, still hanging around here.
Sweetheart.
Well?
locked. One moment.
Quit bothering me.
It's locked. Name Cyrus. You okay?
No, I'm Crendel.
You've certainly spent a lot of time at the local tavern.
Wixton's got that damn lizard Dreekius charging 3 gold pieces for lousy veal and wood wine. He freaks me out. Picking flies off the bar with his tongue. I can't relax with that going on.
Just like a drunk to blame the bartender for his troubles.
Ha! Who the heck do you blame for yours, anyway, tough guy? I know Dreekius' story. Just no one else does. Damned Argonians. Them dark elves got it right. Cage 'em up and let 'em haul ash.
Don't like Argonians either. Who do you like, Crendel?
Fine then, fine. Hang around that scaly bastard and catch the flu.
There hasn't been a case of that in 200 years.
All I'm saying, those of us who play our cards right could open a right good belt shop. Yeah.
Liquor tax?
That's right. It's a real shock that sailors don't hang around anymore. Who's in charge of that one?
Rickton doesn't have you scared?
No, sirree. I kicked his fat butt. Not throwing me in his catacombs.
You're scared of the catacombs, eh?
Didn't say that. Did not say that. Rickton throws the crowns in jail and pirates into the catacombs. I ain't neither. Doubt his cronies could take me anyway.
So Stros Mackay's one big party for you, eh?
You gotta drink to keep sane in this place. Them sissies around here think they can make the best of it. They make nothing. Nothing. Rickton's got 'em all scared.
What do you know about the group called the Restless League?
Them punks. Killed them all once I did. Bunch of Redguard pansies. They want me to join them, but I got too much thinking to do. Heavy load. I say. Rickton's got it out for him. You watch out.
You seen a woman named Azara around?
Sure I have. Not that I remember names, though. Oh, but they remember mine. Them broads love Crendel. Have my way with them all, you know.
I've had enough.
Good. What will it be, traveler?
Cyrus! You made it! Come here, lad. How you look good. It's been too long.
If you hadn't retired...
Mercenary life's younger men's work.
Bah, he said.
I prayed that you would get my letter.
It is lucky you were here, Tobias, or I wouldn't have known Azara was in trouble. I have not been in Hammerfell since the,
I know, lad, what you mean.
Anyway, Stros Mackay has no one who could have reached me. Thank you.
I sent a letter some weeks ago, Cyrus. I fear things have gotten worse for your sister since.
How do you mean worse? What more do you know about Azara?
Nothing more than my letter has described. That she is gone and no one knows where. Just a bad feeling that's grown worse with the wait. The governor has not been merciful with the crowns that survived the battle. I hear his dragon's belly is full of the overloud, and that many died later in the burning of the old quarter.
What happened to the old quarter?
The crowns fled ashore there after the battle. It was their last stand. The governor sent his dragon, and it was done.
Was Azara there?
That section of town is closed off. No one I've talked to knows if she was there or not.
Where's the dragon now?
It's disappeared too. Some say it has returned to the imperial province. Others say the governor keeps it well paid and fed in the catacombs below the palace.
How did you know where to reach me, Tobias? Our paths parted so long ago.
I didn't send it to you directly. I knew that damn cat was probably still getting you into trouble, even to this day. Srathra seemed the likely solution, and through the channels I'd heard, he'd made Wayrest his port of late.
Now, he's moved from the throne seekers of the old empire to the lesser lords of High Rock, still playing them to his benefit, raking in the gold on all fronts.
I thought that Septim had solidified the Britons.
As much as the witchmen will, there is still a lot of money to be made in the drawing of borders before the provincial laws dry completely. Mercenaries are in great demand right now, as are fixers like our cat friend.
Does he still stink so?
To hear.
I think I will go see him when I leave. It's been too long.
Is there another way into the catacombs?
There is the traditional way.
Imagine that I laughed. Secret entrance, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who in this town knew of Azara?
I did not question many for fear of ill allegiance. So I went to the temple to ask of her. For the brothers of RK are neutral in mortal affairs. There, Brother Niddle told me that Azara had vanished, and set me on the road of righting you. Also, Dreekius here knew that she was missing too.
What can you tell me about Azara?
She frequented this establishment much before the battle in Hunding Bay. Less after, of course.
Of course.
She was a fervent one, your nestling, who hated the Empire not in hushed tones. After the occupation, she disappeared for a while.
She disappeared 3 months ago.
No, I'm talking about before that, right after the battle. Many crowns had scattered in the wake then, hiding where they could. I didn't see her for several days following. But then she showed up, needing a drink and rambling, tense on some decision.
What then?
The Imperials came and I let her out through the back. I haven't seen her since.
So the priests are still safe from being conquered.
Be that as it may, the temple is quite empty of priests, save for Brother Niddle. It seems some of their ranks have disappeared also.
I'm noticing a theme. Where did you hear that?
Niddle told me Brother Cathral vanished around the same time as your sister, and that they knew each other.
So I can count Brother Niddle as an ally then?
On my word, he was most helpful, but he seemed to be holding something back.
I wouldn't consider paranoia a bad character trait in Stros Mackay these days. Besides, you're so ugly.
That was it. He may open up to you more, being Azara's brother and half as hard to look at.
Tell me about the temple.
The head priest, a Brother Niddle, was very helpful in regards to Azara. He seemed to know her well, and shared my concern over her disappearance. He is worth an interview.
I think I saw it across the plaza. What is the Restless League, Captain?
Where did you hear that name?
They attacked the ship that gave me passage.
Speak of it but in a whisper, and not too often. The governor is searching the surrounding waters for them, and will see them broken and piked if he has his way. The League has survived the death of the Crown Prince and resists his enemies still. But they are few and going fewer from what I hear, and have been reduced to brigandry these days. Not far from the lives we led not too long ago, eh?
We were never brigands when I served under you, Captain. Only mercenaries.
Tell that to those on the other end of the sword, lad. You see more of yourself in the men of the Restless League than you'd care to admit, I'd wager.
They're knaves with their eyes on Providence, nothing more. My sword's never been dressed for diplomacy. Give me gold for a throat, the throat for a slight, and I'm well. Give me a well-paying war.
War is the continuation of politics. That's it, right?
You quote Hunding like a Redguard, Tobias.
Political power grows along the blade of a sword.
Okay.
A drink to the Redguard. I see you still remember your childhood heroes, even if you've dismissed the homeland.
Hunding is a universal wellspring.
Be resolute, fear no sacrifice, and surmount every difficulty to win victory.
See? Anyone could admire that.
Tell me that your Redguard heart didn't buckle when you saw his statue at port.
Crandar Hunding is a great hero to Hammerfell, I'll admit, and even a little to myself. Hail the great founder and all that nonsense. But it's an ill plan to try and trigger the homeland tug through the invocation of Hunding, Tobias.
Really?
Don't forget he left his homeland too, and never looked back.
That's because it fell into the sea, you dolt.
What is the Restless League, Captain?
Where did you hear that name?
They attacked the ship that gave me
Spit. The League, but they...
Bold are these brigands, the Restless League, to attack a ship in the very harbor.
They must be running low on provisions to act so desperately. They have been ghosts of late, and this appearance is their first since I've been here.
How do you know about them then?
They ran the Iliac before the war. Our lanes have crossed.
But after the occupation, they've stayed relatively scarce.
Yes, which is why their attack on you is so troubling. No one knew of your impending arrival?
Nobody but Sarathra. Would it matter?
I'm not sure.
What brought you to Stros Mackay?
War and the rumors of war. Every merchant that's near and seaworthy has come to Stros Mackay in the wake of recent events. Either in the service of the provisional governor or to fill the sea lines that Septim has shattered, and that the crowns can run no more. I thought I might profit from a visit, but it has brought naught but sorrow and the sign of darker days. I fear I shall be leaving none too soon.
You are leaving, Captain? When and wherefore?
At sunset, if all goes well, and as for where, whither I will. Stros Mackay is not for me.
But I thought you might help me.
The Imperials have been asking about yours truly around the docks lately. I fear my inquiries into Izara's disappearance have interested them in all the wrong ways. I will help you as I can through the course of this day, but after that I must be done with it. I'm too old for an Imperial prison.
It won't come to that.
You haven't been here long enough. My ship is ready to leave at sundown, but don't worry. I'll be here until then to help you along if you need it. A lot can transpire in a day. We will see each other again.
Since when were you a merchant, Tobias?
The fight left me after our little foray into Morrowind. It's been sweet commerce ever since.
I've not returned to Morrowind since then.
Who'd want to? All that ash and fire. Those dark elves can keep their curse.
Don't forget the bugs.
Which reminds me, Governor Rickton has a little sting of his own from those parts. His lieutenant is a dark elf. Watch out for that one. Always close by the governor, hiding in his shadow.
Which means he's got plenty of room to maneuver.
I'd welcome another chance at the Dark Elves. I've still got scars.
Watch yourself.
Is it safe to talk here?
As safe as any, and the ale is good. Drekius can be trusted as much as any walking lizard can be. It might get a little rough with all the forebears around, but I'll be here until I leave Stros Mackay.
The barkeep is a long way from Black Marsh, isn't he?
That's right, and it's kept me good company in my wait for you. Trust it well after I leave, for it knows this island and all who live here. But don't bother asking about the Eye, because I already have.
Drekius knows of the Eye of Argonia?
It's got the skin for it, wouldn't you say? I'll find the thing yet, and before you, if I get my way.
Another soft skin with dreams of the priceless king's jewel of ancient Black Marsh. You look this sort too, all sword and swagger. Tobias, he describes you well.
Aye, but Cyrus here must save that adventure for another day. He's got a sister to find. I've told him that you will help him after I depart, lizard. So mark me well.
Whatever you say.
Do you think Azara chose sides in the Civil War, and that is why she has disappeared?
Your family's always been partisan, lad, since your early days in Sentinel. I ventured she still held her old allegiances, even if you haven't. Few crowns in Stros Mackay survived the battle with the Imperials, but I know Azara was one of them.
How?
Hearing of the defeat of the crowns caused me much concern. When I arrived, I searched for word of Azara's safety. The only ones here who knew of her said that she had disappeared shortly after the Imperials landed.
I see the harbor is already arrayed in the flags of the Emperor, and that his men walk the streets as if born to them.
Stros Mackay's a dangerous port these days. There's an empire to be built, you know, and Tiber Septim shows no sign of slowing its increase from here to the edge of the world map. High Rock's border kings bent knee to the Cyrodiil long ago. Even my father's fair Skyrim is adorned with flags of red dragons and foreign men. We are entering a new era, I fear, with Septim's name writ long and wide upon it.
Any kind words for our new emperor?
He is good at what he does, and sees the holes lesser men leave wide. No offense to your Prince Ator, of course.
Hammerfell's problems are her own. I was only asking if Septim was the tyrant they say.
Of course he is. Tyranny means never having to say you're sorry. But Izara's fate has nothing to do with the Emperor, I'm sure. Look to the Provisional Governor if you suspect Imperial entanglements. He's the real tyrant around here. How long were you in Wayrest, Cyrus?
Long enough to piss off the locals.
A bay ride from Sentinel. Close enough for you to hear about Prince Ator, then.
Yes, of late the criers are tripping over each other. There's so much to report of the blisteries out.
And you listened to it all, I'm sure.
Fine, recount all word of Prince Ator that I have shamefully ignored.
When his father died and the capital of Sentinel was taken over by the forebears, the prince fled back here to his ancestral home of Stros Mackay. After rallying the crowns to his stead, he made for the throne again and had it near. That's when the Empire came. Through a forebear truce which no one expected. Again the prince was forced back to Stros Mackay, which he died defending. He will not long be forgotten. Lizard, another drink?
What were the terms of the forebear truce?
Originally, the Empire was to lend its armies to the forebear cause in return for a swath of holding titles along the southeast border. But when Baron Volag disappeared during the arse end of the war, all bets were off. A new treaty was formed, which garrisoned those imperial armies in the cities.
Until such a time as the native rulership can see fit to reinstate itself safely on its rightful throne.
Something like that, yes, sir. Septim's no Cyrodiil from what I've heard, though he rules their remnants and rebuilds their empire. He's something worse or greater, depending on your disposition to the center, son.
If he has no blood tie to the Cyrodiil throne, then how did he make it his?
Come on! For the last 400 years, the petty kings of Cyrodiil have been squabbling over the title of Emperor, all claiming forebearance. Imperial throne's blood's thinner than a sea dream and half as wet. Tiber Septim took the throne as he took your people's.
Hail the new conqueror.
There's a good little subject.
You used to hire out to those petty kings, did you not?
20 years ago, maybe, when the whole heart of Tamriel was in chaos. I could admire Tiber Septim insofar that he has managed to consolidate the rags and tatters that bickered there then.
No empire is a good thing, Captain.
There's a Redguard for you.
So the Nord kings have submitted to Tiber Septim too.
They do not worry over much. They have outlasted empires before, and this conquest will be no different. Hammerfell has been the bloodiest invasion of current record, and by comparison, Skyrim's occupation seemed like a ballet.
Do you know if Azara fought in the Battle of Stros M'Kai?
My investigations were limited, I'll admit. If she fought, I can't say. But I would guess that she did. The battle was the penultra of the crowns, and all who subscribed to the name no doubt took up arms. While most of them were slain at sea, others have been taken prisoner by the governor.
Tell me about the provisional governor, Captain.
When I arrived, his soldiers showed me the finer points of Richten's new docking tax and scoured my ship for leaguesmen. I must say he's a bit of an asshole. You'd better watch yourself around him.
So why aren't you in jail?
Meaning why aren't said soldiers in little boxes at the foot of the palace gate? Because I didn't come to port to get myself in trouble, but to get your sister out.
Should I look into seeing this governor then?
That's where I'd look, laddie.
Could she be in jail?
I haven't exactly knocked on the door to find out. That's your job now. But I know the jail's off limits to non-Imperials. Now, read no visitors whatsoever.
We'll see about that. Imperial expansion has been feared for years. Why wasn't Hammerfell better prepared?
Factional squabbles, divided councils, miscalculations. Crowns lost heart when they lost the capital. Forebears lost their heads completely when they welcomed the Empire's friendship and aid.
So the Empire played the forebears pretty well, eh?
What else is a visionary with an open invitation to do? The forebears are having futile second thoughts now, no doubt. Probably why they're so bitter and driven to bar brawls.
What of the crowns?
Not too many left around here. The few that are don't admit it to just anyone.
How have the forebears fared under Septim's rule?
The throne of Sentinel is kept warm by another Imperial governor. That should be indication enough.
How is the city of Sentinel? I never returned.
For long my men plied the Iliac, and Sentinel was along the run. That's how I came to know that Azara moved from there to here. I kept up with her for your sake. If even it were a dream to think anything would come of it. When Volag's purge ignited through the north, I went there seeking to help her. But she was already gone. Later, I learned she'd come to Stros M'Kai.
What was Volag's purge?
When Thasad died, Baron Volag led the forebears into an uprising for control of the capital. All crowns were forced to leave Sentinel after that first massacre. Your sister was among those that followed the prince here to Stros Makai to plan the counterattack. I swear, Cyrus, are you always such a lame brain when it comes to word of recent Hammerfell?
I've come to cultivate a certain indifference about the homeland.
And this is a good thing?
So his character is in question. Again.
She was your sister, Cyrus.
I was probably miles away.
A proximity often and on purpose, I'd suspect. Yeah, well, you're here now.
Thasad II, so storied in song, it was unwise to invest the Republic on one man.
The forebears are over there, Cyrus, if you want the company to match the sentiment.
No, it's just... I mean, he was dying when I was still a young kid. We Redguards were only waiting for it to happen. My father kept his profession in one hand and a whetstone in the other. We knew that civil war would come. If Thasad was so great, why didn't he do more in his life to protect the kingdom after his death?
Some things have to be left for the son.
The head of the forebears is a subject of the Empire now.
Or subject to the Empire's execution, from spake of it. He disappeared the day Stros Makai was taken, and Sentinel lay in a similar state. Provisional governors rule both cities now.
Captain, what do you know about the smuggler's den?
Knaves that aren't worth my cargo. You should forget about them.
I see. I'll be back. If you're not here, thanks for everything. Good luck.
Just find your sister and get out of here. And send word through Stratra. Go on, you'll do fine.
What will it be, traveler?
What's new, laddie?
Hello, Captain. I'll be back. If you're not here, thanks for everything. Good luck.
Just find your sister and get out of here. And send word through... Go on. What's new, lad?
Hello, Captain. I'll be back.
Just find your sister. Go on. You'll do fine.
Excuse me, owners only behind the bar.
Say, laddie.
What will it be, traveler?
Barkeep, well met. I'm Cyrus.
I know. I had Tobias made out a fool to believe you'd come.
Why?
I'm the one that smuggled his letter out for him. The Empire's been watching all shipments from this port. I figured our chances were slim.
Many thanks, then.
Welcome to the Dragon Tail, by the way, thesis-bound subsistence submine, where there is good ear and ale co-equal. What can I do for you?
A drink might be nice. I'll use your ears later, maybe.
Ever ready to listen, soft skin? Let adventure thine be mine. I'll share what thoughts I can.
What can you tell me about Azara?
The Imperials came, and I let her out through the window. I haven't seen her since.
The occupation, it seems, is taking long to consolidate, with the League about and the Imperials still hunting for wayward crowns.
Hammerfell's the defiant line of the human race still. They say some still fight the Empire on the mainland.
Is thus the Empire delayed in further expansion?
The whole wild world, the Elf Kingdoms and the Beastlands, waits to see what finally happens here in the last land of men. A word of advice: beware the dragon tribe of the Emperor. The warrior king Tibir Septim does not tolerate rebellion. And Governor Rickton has promised summary execution to any who take arms to oppose his rule.
Wouldn't dream of it, unless he's responsible for my sister's disappearance.
Even if he were responsible, perhaps it would be wise to proceed cautiously.
Cautiously, eh? If only I knew how to do that. You said the Imperials came here looking for Azara the last night you saw her.
Not specifically for Azara. The Imperials had a list of dissidents they sought. Her name was there, with names of many other crowns. Since that time, I see only forebears here.
The forebears seem to enjoy your place.
The Imperial liquor tax has forced me to serve everyone, even the city's ancestral villains.
Tell me about the crowns.
Their fire is gone since the prince was lost. Few show their faces in Strosmichai. Some have passed to the mainland. Some few plot and scheme still, nursing fading dreams.
What can you tell me about Azara? So Azara did survive the Battle of Strosmichai.
Aye, she did, and then hid well in its aftermath, until 3 months ago.
What do you think of the Restless League?
A human tribe of ill account, but whose single-mindedness is something I can fathom. Their raids upset my smuggling operations, and off thus my fair nature. Valenwood wine's hard to come by, you see, but over that, I have nothing worse to say.
You sympathize with the League, then?
Oh no, I merely noted their clannish drives, which any Argonian might admire, being used, as we are, to honor the clan's interests about our own private affairs.
How then does an Argonian manage to leave his tribe to wander Tamriel?
You refer to me? I do not wander, Redguard. This is a settled study for me, from which I'll add to the wealth of wisdoms when I return to my clan.
I myself was a victim of these raids.
More obstacle, I'd suspect, than victim. The raids had ended, it seemed, but your mischance may be token of renewed troubles the sailors speak of. The League is marshalling anew its forces, or so the rumor goes.
Some second battle of Strosmichai?
True, it sounds unlikely, but they are dagger lads, the Restless League, and they vow to make war again.
How have the denizens of Black Marsh resisted the Empire so long?
1,000 miles of swamp, bog, and stink aren't attractive to most humans. And terror of the Kanathan flu still holds most at bay. But our days of testing will come.
What's your subject of study?
The other, of course. Those ones not skinned in scale. We see that Septime's tribes will not be long satisfied with the thrones of men and the elder race. One day they will come to Black Marsh. Argonians have lost land once before, when we did not know our enemy.
I see, and what better place to learn the wants of men than at the bar?
There are other places, universities, the military, the magical guild, but I aim to chart man's geography of desire, which is most readily charted when he is drunk and blathering. Is this your first visit to Strasmachai, Cyrus?
Aye, but the occupation makes it seem less so. With the imperial standards aloft at port, it seems like any other vassal town of Cyrodiil.
But for the unrest of like-blood?
The only blood I care about is my sister's. As far as I'm concerned, new kingless Hammerfell has gone its way.
Your apathy is decidedly reptilian.
I don't know how to take that coming from you. What are you talking about?
This tavern, of course, both site and subsidy of my studies, as well as a fine storehouse of spirits.
Hey, Drakius, I got this delivery job that'll get me into the palace for sure.
What are you going to deliver?
Some amulet meant for the governor.
Do you have it yet?
Not yet, I've got to get it at the Necromancer's Isle.
Don't forget to bring some gold to pay the boatman, Cyrus. And be careful.
Thanks, Drakius, I will. Drakius, you mentioned taking part in some smuggling operations.
Minor stuff is all, and mostly nil, now that the governor's men are keeping such tabs on me.
What can you tell me about the smugglers, then?
It's run by some upright from the north, a quick-to-anger sort, and he only talks to members of the den.
I'd better keep moving. Can we talk later?
Anytime, anytime.
Excuse me.
Hey, looky, Dagu. A crown come out of hiding.
That's so, hey Crown. Be good and bring us another round, eh?
I hear you crowns think you're real brave dagger lads. Want to test yourself against a real swordsman?
I'm sick of chit-chat, little Crown boy. Pull that blade out if you know how, or leave me alone.
Stand and draw, then, gentlemen.
Take him, boys.
Gentlemen, take
Pick
it
on
outside,
someone your own
please.
size.
He's mine now. He's mine now. You Crown scum. You Crown scum.
Take care.
Look at him, eh?
We just
Careful of
cleaned
the
the
fixture,
place.
Cyrus.
Not bad. Try this.
He's mine now.
Keep away from me, lad. Spill my ale,
Break
and
it.
you'll regret
You pay
it.
for it.
Let it end here.
Come on now.
Same old rules, boys. No face, no groin, no blood.
Come on, Cyrus. Stop playing with him. Best.
Come on.
Point
Aren't
he's
you
done.
people anything else to do?
A bit out of shape, are we?
Slice him good. Give quick.
Gentlemen,
He's quick. My
Take it
weapon's
outside,
slung.
please.
Strike more.
hell.
Cyrus!
Take care. We just cleaned the place.
I'm down.
What's working, laddie?
Hold up a sec.
Look, go pest to someone else.